All right, what's up, everyone? I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but it's probably mainly because I really don't have a lot going on right now for magazines. Not a lot of new stuff coming in. I ordered some just a few days ago. They should be in by the end of the week, I'm hoping. But for right now, I saw something interesting online, and I thought I would do it in magazine format in case you haven't heard yet. Sports Illustrated put out their top 20 pro wrestlers of all time. So I thought, let's show the countdown with magazine covers so you can see who the top 20 were. I'm going to go from 20 to 1. And I tried to pick one of the best covers I could find for that wrestler. So if you haven't read yet or seen online who the top 20 that Sports Illustrated picked are, you're going to see them right now. So number 20, actually, shockingly, surprisingly, goes to the man. Becky Lynch got number 20. She comes in right at the end. She got the 20 spot. Interesting choice. I will say this right now, she's the only woman who made the list of the top 20. I don't know, like, should more women have been chosen? I guess you'll find out when you see the names that are here. And thankfully, there's hardly, if not any, I don't think there's any Dave Meltzer picks here, because you know how he loves guys who, I don't know, other people don't seem to love. Well, don't worry. These are all top name stars you're going to see. Number 19 goes to Mick Foley. He comes in at 19 on this list. Number 18 goes to Chris Jericho. He comes in at number, well, I guess, you know, he's an AEW star, so is that going to be okay? Is Meltzer going to be okay with that? I mean, he likes AEW so much, but Jericho coming in at 18. 17 comes to CM Punk. He's a number 17 on the list of the top 20. Interesting pick. CM Punk, 17, you know, wasn't in the business there for 10 years, comes back. Does a lot of great things since he's been back, to be honest. He made wrestling somewhat fun again, and it's continuing on still to this day in the WWE. Number 16 goes to Andre the Giant. Now, Andre wasn't a very good wrestler, let's be honest. He was a showman. He was like an attraction. But I guess because of his legacy with professional wrestling, that is the reason why he is on this list for sure. Number 15 goes to Randy Orton. That's right. The Legend Killer, the Viper, all that good stuff you want to call him. He comes in at number 15. Next up is his former tag team partner at 14, the Rated R superstar Edge. Now, Edge coming in at 14 kind of shocks me that he is a little lower on the list than maybe some, just because of his career and all the championships he held. But this is a subjective list, right? This is someone at Sports Illustrated said this is the top 20, and this is how it goes. So it is what it is. Number 13 goes to the Hot Rod, Rowdy Roddy Piper. And number 12, oh, it's true, it's damn true, it goes to Kurt Angle. Now, Kurt Angle coming in at number 12 is interesting because he's a former Olympic gold medalist. He's a legit pro wrestler. Well, not pro wrestler, a legit wrestler, right? But when he went pro, he did a lot of great things in the WWE at first, and then he left, went to TNA. His TNA career, amazing, really. His TNA career was longer than his WWE career. He won more titles in TNA than his WWE career. I thought he had better matches in TNA than his WWE career. But I guess because it's TNA, they're going to rank him a little lower than guys who were, you know, WWE for a good portion of their career, which I get. Number 11 goes to the Macho Man, Randy Savage, one half of the Mega Powers. Man, Randy Savage, great career. And I don't know, should he have been higher than 11? Who knows? Because number 10, living legend Bruno Sammartino. Now, Bruno he's before my time. The Bruno Sammartino I remember watching was the guy in 1987 who was challenging Randy Savage for the Intercontinental title. He was way past his prime. I mean, to be fair, he had retired years earlier, and then he kind of came back to do these matches with Randy. I know he did some stuff with Roddy Piper in 1986. So he was kind of headlining the Boston Garden shows, Madison Square Garden shows when Hogan wasn't on it. We'll put Bruno on it. But it was always with a heel who was like, you know, just breaking out as being a top star. Guys like Piper, guys like Savage. I want to say Bruno maybe even wrestled the Honky Tonk Man on shows too in 87, but I could be wrong, but I thought that may have happened. But it was guys who, you know, were seen as stars who can make money. Bruno, of course, from the 60s, the 70s. I wasn't alive then, and I don't know. I mean, I seen clips of Bruno from back in the day, and fans loved him. They went like hysterically crazy over Bruno Sammartino coming out at Madison Square Garden for a match. So I guess it's fitting that he comes in at number 10. Number 9 goes to Canada's own Bret Hitman Hart. The Hitman being number 9. I guess, I don't know. I would put Bret Hart. I'm a Bret Hart fan. So, I mean, that's right. That's where the subjective, you know, list comes into play here. Whoever wrote this, I don't know. I don't know if they were wrestling fans. I don't know if they had favorites, but Bret coming in at number 9. I know he's not going to like this because his mortal enemy, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, comes in at number 8. So once again, Shawn outbeats Bret, even in a listing by Sports Illustrated. Shawn Michaels, probably the greatest of all time. And, I mean, should he be higher? Should he be number 1? I don't know. And it's tough to say. It really is. Shawn, a lot of wrestlers are in wrestling today because of Shawn Michaels, and they will admit to that. So I don't know. Number 7 goes to his partner, Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Hunter had a great career, and he was embedded in so many feuds with the likes of guys like Steve Austin, The Rock, Shawn Michaels, Batista, Randy Orton, The Big Show, The Undertaker, Kane, Rob Van Dam, Jeff Hardy. I mean, Edge. Triple H has had quite the career, and he comes in at 7. Number 6, well, again, subjective list, it's The Undertaker, the Dead Man, the American Badass, the Phenom, whatever you want to call him, coming in at number 6. Undertaker had an amazing career, and number 6 seems a bit low, I think, compared to some of the other guys who got chosen, and just because of longevity and such. But again, this list is very subjective. Number 5, here we go. The top 5. This is something, I'm guessing a lot of you guys out there watching this probably already have an idea who all these 5 are, if not close to who the 5 are. Number 5 goes to the big dog, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Now, Roman has had a really good WWE career. Actually, yeah, he's had a great career. And he had like a 4-year reign of being, you know, champion, whether it be Universal and then you include the WWE title for like the 2 years he held that as a unified thing. Just an amazing career. And did he have a better career than The Undertaker? I don't think so. But it is what it is. Number 4 goes to the man you cannot see, John Cena. John Cena coming in at number 4. That's the best cover I could find with John Cena on his own. He seems to be having a great time dancing or doing something there. I'm not entirely sure, but John Cena comes in at number 4. Number 3 goes to the final boss, the great one, The Rock. He comes in at number 3. The Rock's wrestling career really didn't have any longevity. He was in the business from 1996 to 2000, pretty steady. 2001, he was appearing. 2002, he appeared less. 2003, he appeared even less. And then 2004, he had his WrestleMania match and an appearance on Raw to confront Randy Orton, I believe, in June of 2004. And that was it. The Rock was gone really from the wrestling business until 2011 when he returned to get ready to work a program with John Cena in the upcoming years. Now, Rock has something about him. The fans love him for the most part. I mean, you're going to get the Rocky sucks chance, but fans do love Rock. So maybe he does belong, I guess, in number 3. I don't know. Number 2 goes to the real American, Hulk Hogan. The Hulkster coming in at number 2. Hogan's career in the WWF from 1984 to 1992 was incredible. We're talking 4 WWF World Title belts there. We're talking about a 4-year reign from 84 through to 88. We're talking about yearly reigns after that, like from 89 to 90. Like, the guy was just a star. The fans loved him. They didn't get tired of him until, 1992. Fans kind of got bored of his stuff and they wanted something different. Hence why Hogan's 5th title reign in 1993 was not well accepted by the WWE fans or wrestling fans in general. But for his stuff in the 80s and his reinventing himself in 1996 as a part of the NWO with Nash and Hall as a heel, as the villain, as Hollywood Hogan, he's definitely worthy of number 2 spot. Now, the number 1 spot, I think we all know who it's going to be. And if you don't know who it's going to be, well, I don't know. I guess you've been living under a rock during the Attitude Era, because it is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin comes in at number 1 for Sports Illustrated. Stone Cold Steve Austin's wrestling career went from 1990 to 2002. The problem with that career is that 1990 to 1995, he was stunning Steve Austin. Wasn't really a big deal. Held titles in World Championship Wrestling, like the tag titles with Brian Pillman as the Hollywood Blondes, U.S. title, television title. Came to the WWF in 96, didn't do much as the ringmaster. It wasn't until 1997 when he tasted his first bit of gold in the World Wrestling Federation, that being the tag team championship with the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. And then from 97 to 2002, his WWF/WWE career was on par like no one else's. This guy was a stud, man. He was getting in ratings that you never saw before for professional wrestling on television. Fans tuned in to see Stone Cold Steve Austin religiously to see what he was going to do to his boss, Mr. McMahon, and his cronies, his lackeys, because in a way, Steve Austin was doing what all of us ever wanted to do in the real world, and that is, beat up our boss when we were angry at them. So we got to live vicariously through Steve. Not so much then. I was a teenager at the time. I just thought Steve was doing a lot of fun stuff, and it was hilarious to see him beating up McMahon. But now that I'm older, looking back at it, it's like, yeah, I get why older fans liked Stone Cold Steve Austin so much. There's your top 20 list. Now, guys who are missing from that list, let's be honest, there's no Brock Lesnar. There's no Nature Boy Ric Flair. There's no Sting. There's no Goldberg. So, a very subjective list, right? I mean, even if this is a professional wrestling list or / a WWE list, it doesn't matter which list you want to call it. Ric Flair should be in the top 20. He just should be. He's Ric Flair. It's weird. There's no Harley Race for the older fans. There's no Bob Backlund. So I don't know. That's the top 20. So even for girls, like there's no Trish Stratus. There's no Lita. There's no Matt or Jeff Hardy. Well, especially Jeff Hardy. I mean, Matt Hardy's good. I like Matt, but Jeff has done more in his career than Matt has if you line them up. But nothing. And then you look at the AEW side, like there's no Kenny Omega. There's no John Moxley. So this list is very subjective. If I was to do a top 20 list of professional wrestlers who had an impact in professional wrestling, it would be hard, and I'll be honest with this, it would be hard not to pick a lot of my favorites because they're my favorites for a reason. So I think any list that you see on the internet, whether it be music, whether it be hockey, whether it be pro wrestling, whether it be actors in Hollywood, the lists are going to be subjective because one person is doing them, and they're going to be very, very influential in what they're going to pick. They're going to pick who they like. For example, if I was to do a top 20 pro wrestling list, I probably wouldn't pick Bryan Danielson. I don't care for Bryan Danielson. The Daniel Bryan thing when he did Yes, that was cool. That was like a WWE thing. But I would never pick him as like being my top favorite. I don't even think I'd... So if I wouldn't pick him as being my top favorite, why would I pick him as a top 20 overall, right? And he is a good wrestler. I've watched his matches. He's a good wrestler. But I'm not fully entertained by him. And so maybe that's what comes into this, is entertainment. Who are you entertained by? Maybe someone wasn't entertained by Ric Flair or Brock Lesnar or Bill Goldberg. So they're not going to make this list. But Becky Lynch made the list. Now, Becky Lynch, a few years ago, being the man persona, that was a huge deal. She was over like anyone else at the time, right? And that was the era where Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Ronda Rousey main evented WrestleMania as the last match on the card for both of the SmackDown and Raw Women's Championships. So maybe Becky Lynch does have a deserving right to be on this list at number 20. And if so, that is excellent for future lists to come out down the road, because maybe more women in professional wrestling will appear on the list, as well as the men, of course, because that's always just going to be, because women's wrestling didn't really start to get fully accepted as equal grounds until about, 5-6 years ago. So better late than never, I suppose. But yeah, so that is the top 20 list. You tell me, who would you pick as the number one? Is Stone Cold Steve Austin worthy of that spot? Was The Rock worthy of number 3? Should The Rock have been lower, and guys like Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Kurt Angle, Undertaker should have been higher? Let me know in the comments. And again, to all the new subscribers, I've seen I got a few new ones now. I'm well over 500. That's so cool. Thanks so much for coming along on this ride. I hope I do not disappoint you, and I hope my videos are entertaining and maybe sometimes, educational. I don't know. I just do this for fun because I love wrestling magazines and I love wrestling. So until I do my next one, guys, I'll talk to you later.